In the last video, I explained how Candy Glickman threw a wonderful luncheon around Halloween. She took donations and money on behalf of the organization Safe House of the Desert. This is the interview. When you're out there and you're doing outreach, what do you think is the most important ingredient that you can tell a teen that maybe is in crisis?
The class presentations and talking with the kids about all the programs at Safe House, that this is a place where they can come to get help and not feel shamed, embarrassed, because we are here to help them.
That's so important. If you're abused or if you're being abused, it's not your fault. So we can just say that right now. It's not your fault. So don't feel guilty, don't feel ashamed, it's not your fault. When we were walking through the tour, and it's a beautiful facility, thank you so much for showing me and showing Candy Glickman in this wonderful way. We loved it. I noticed that you literally incorporated even art. You incorporated every possible thing from the beginning when they come through the door. And you also have rooms where the whole family can come in to get counseling. Tell us about that program. How did you round that out that way?
And it came from the leadership here, at the very beginning, and thinking about ways that we can meet with the client individually, meet with the culture as a group, and then the last ingredient is meeting with the family to reunify them. And so we thought about what the best ways to do that, and so then we added a counseling program where they get individual, family, and group counseling. So it's by layer, we've built that, really because of the leadership that's been here since the beginning. We were able to do that.
So one of your goals is actually to reunify the family, and that's important.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to take a child away from the family, you're trying to help the entire family.
And that's a part of the conversation that we have with them on the streets, is that, hey, it's, we're going to be transparent with you, and it's going to be a non-judgmental approach. We're also going to let you know that we're not here to take you away from anyone. We're here to try to enhance that situation.
And really our main goal also is, if we can't find a family member that's safe, we look for somebody else that's safe. Maybe it's an aunt, an uncle, maybe it's not mom and dad, but our main goal is to keep the youth out of the system. So, we want them someplace safe and stable and off the streets. And the intervention that we provide early on through education out in the community and education through Brigette at the schools and Sean going out and talking to other providers that we work with, is all intervention. It's to keep the youth off the streets to begin with. So if we end up with somebody that comes to us and that is only here for 2 or 3 days, but we get them back home and they never go back out on the street again, then we've done our job.
Yes.
And that's our main goal. So to bring those kids in from wherever they're at is, finding someplace safe.
So the kids come from, how do you get these kids?
The kids come from all over. We get kids that come to us themselves or through the Safe Place site, police officer, parents. Sometimes they come with their friends because they're afraid to come here. So, when we do class presentations, we do let them know, if you're afraid to come to Safe House, bring a friend. End of my presentation, I would say, does anybody have any questions or for me? And one or two, but for sure one would say, do you remember me? I was at Safe House of the Desert. And I said, of course I do remember you. And so I asked them, do you want to share it? And they're like, yes, it really helped me. They're like, yes, it really helped me. So, and that engages other kids to start opening up and talking, well, what if, or what if?
Yes. So how many kids can you take here? What's your maximum?
We could hold up to 21, but the highest we ever gotten was 17. But because of COVID, now it's 12. But if we ever had an overflow, we have the Riverside Shelter, and they have us.
And during COVID, it was difficult for everyone, for community outreach programs, for companies, for restaurants.
Yes.
How did you manage? It happened.
Well, yeah, so it has been, it's been very difficult. Obviously as the economy slows down and production slows down, donations slow down, and we were unable to hold, and still haven't, hold in-person fundraising activities. We've had one. We had our first one about 3 weeks ago, which was successful, but normally normally we have many more during the season here in the desert. And you know, that has made it difficult. We have had to lay off staff. We've had to lay off a lot of indirect service staff. And we still haven't really recovered from that. So
donations are key.
Donations, especially continuing donations, monthly donors are so important to us.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
So what might that look like? Would they go onto your website and sign up for a monthly monetary donation, or
They could go into our, yeah, I mean, we take anything. Our website, you can go on and set up monthly donations, and you know, $25 offers an hour of counseling.
Huge. That's huge.
So we could have one child get 1 hour of counseling with, you know, just that moment of giving each month.
Did you hear that? And since it's on the internet, you can give from anywhere in the world. So all my dear friends, bonjour, ça va? You can give from wherever you are. And I think that's so very important, because that's how I was introduced to you, was through this wonderful luncheon of witches during Halloween. But you know, that means Christmas is coming up. What kind of things do you need now?
We need food is always good. Gifts for our kids, gift cards, games, clothes, socks, undergarments, shoes, sweatshirts. You know, there's a lot we can use for our kids.
So if someone wants to donate, are there sites where they can drop them off, or what do they do?
Yeah, they can come to Safe House of the Desert and drop off donations. We do a yearly Stuff the Bus event as well with the Palm Desert Sheriff's Department and the different departments, where we get a school bus, and the Sheriff's Department has their command station. We set it up in the parking lot at Target, usually the Desert Crossings. And the community is so generous. They bring us toiletries, gift cards, food. I mean, literally that bus is filled from the back to the front and from the floor up. So, yeah.
It's quite something to see.
Wonderful.
And if I can share, you know, if, you know, as we get closer to Christmas and the holidays, if we had the ability to
So the kids are
have
here
a kid that come
temporarily.
in,
Yeah, so
you know,
the kids are here
and we
up
did
to
the
21
paperwork,
days.
and we welcome them in program, and
So
we gave them Christmas
to
gift.
really just provide about crisis intervention
We did
and how
that
we can best serve
before
our family,
pre-COVID.
setting them up with a therapeutic
And I had kids tell me
plan,
this
and
one.
hopefully getting them
If
to
they-
unified mental
Yes,
for
yes.
a long-term setting.
So if we had that ability,
Or
you
we
know, that
could
would,
look at
you know, that's what the donation.
possibly extending them for another week.
And those little
just to see
backpacks
what
that
we can
people
do.
could put together with, you know, just a little fleecy blanket and a stuffed
Yeah,
animal
it means
and
a
a
lot.
gift card
It sure does.
and, you know, maybe a nice sweatshirt or, you know, something, socks, something hygiene. We have a lot of
Yes,
hygiene, but you know,
yes.
something like that where when the kid comes in, the youth is there, then we hand that, and it also builds trust and makes
Yes.
them feel at home. So it's
How
just
old?
adding an extra layer of comfort.
How old are the kids who are here?
The youth that are here in this program are 11 through 17. We also have an older homeless youth program that the youth live with us for 18 months,
Oh, that's wonderful.
and they are 18 through 21.
Oh, I love that.
So they also celebrate Christmas. We try to do a holiday dinner with them. Usually about now we're getting them to do some sort of wish list where we can try to get them, you know, at least one thing on there that they really want for themselves. And we also do a Christmas tree and party with them. So not only here at the shelter, but we also have the older homeless youth at Harrison House, which is directly behind us over here.
So there are also, a lot of people don't realize this. You may work at a company and you don't even realize they will do this. But sometimes companies get involved and they will match whatever you give. I believe that Candy had a person, I'll let her talk about it when she comes. But yes, a person gave money and the company matched it. So if you're a corporation and your people want to give, I think you should match their donation. So it's wonderful talking to you. I feel like I'm at home, which is a wonderful thing. It's a very peaceful, very calm environment. Everyone's just wonderful, lovely. If you're sitting out there right now and you feel that you need assistance, what should they do? Where should they go, or where should they call?
They can call us here at Safe House. They can go on our website for information.
Give us that website.
It is operationsafehouse.org, and Safe House of the Desert.
For our Riverside area, it would be 951-351-4418. And for the desert, it's 760-343-3211.
First of all, I commend you because I know that you working here means more than just coming to work and getting a paycheck. Because coming in contact with these kids must really be, it warms your heart and it also hurts at the same time. So tell us how a person can get past that. Because what I find is a lot of people say, I don't have any money, so I can't help anyone. Or it would just break my heart to go there, and so I can't do it. Tell them to do that.
Christmas dinner, but also, you know, like for instance, someone getting a Christmas gift and that's maybe their only gift they ever got. We've done Easter baskets, and just the joy on the child's face, like, oh my God, I got an Easter basket. This is my first Easter basket. You know, gift cards are always good because we don't know who we have or what their needs are. If we don't have their needs, we can take that gift card and go out and buy that for them. But cash is always good. So yeah, go on.
And not only that, but just kind of circle back around to how do you get over it or how do you work through it. You know, you just have to look at these kids that they're kids, they're normal, and they're just like any other kid. They have hopes and dreams just like a normal child. They have wishes just like, you know, someone that comes from a normal home, and some of them have high-level problems that have to be worked through, and some have low-level problems that have to be worked through. And you just have to recognize that they're not your own child, and that you're making a difference. You would be surprised at how often we have volunteers come in that maybe play the guitar with them or do some art, and when they leave, the kids are just so touched because that's the first time they've had that experience. You interact with the kids, you get way more from interacting with them than what they're giving you.
Absolutely.
You know, you going there is it's just such a reward, you know. And to have kids come up to us, maybe not so much here, but I know that I've been in Riverside where we've been there for 31 years. And I run into people all the time that stayed at Safe House and tell me what a difference we've made. I went to buy furniture for one of our programs, and the man that was the sales manager there said he was at Safe House. And that he actually, we helped him and he moved on, and he's married and he has kids. And 2 years later, I saw him again, and he was in there with his son.
It's an honor to sit here amongst you, knowing that you're serving those people. Imagine a world where we didn't need this. No one needed extra support, and everyone was just fine and dandy, and everyone was exactly the same. Now imagine a world where we're not all the same, and some of us do need support, and we do need help. Think about what you would want a child to know about life. Would you want them to know that there's a safe house, there's somewhere they can go? Would you want them to feel like they're bullied and they have nowhere to go? Would you want them to think that I'm in the wrong gender and nobody cares? Imagine coming to a place, a safe haven, that not only feeds you and clothes you and talks to you and gives you counseling or therapy, but listens to what you have to say. Now, we all know that you might not be able to open up your home today and take children into it. But what if you could help an organization take children in and change their lives? This is one of those organizations. So I'm going to ask you, whatever it is that you can donate, whatever it is that you can do, whether it's little, whether it's big, whether it's your time, whether it's to pass the information on to someone else that you know can help, or your boss, do that now. Because waiting till tomorrow is not always the right answer. If you need help now, let's do that right now. Thank you so much.